We just finished building a new art studio and I got these awesome IKEA tables. One thing I like to have on all of my craft tables is a tape measure. It's just super convenient. Then I can just hold anything up to it that I need, like a string or a piece of wood or whatever it is I'm working with, and I can see exactly the size I need or the size that I'm trying to measure, and I don't have to hold the tape measure. Now be sure to tell me in the comments what it is that you would be measuring on your craft table. I like to work with these soft tape measures. So this one's like a sewing tape measure. I've also had some of those retractable sewing tape measures that come like in a little circle that have broken, and I just put that on the table instead. This time I bought a pack of colorful tape measures and I'm going to attach them to the new IKEA tables that I just got from my brand new art studio. The first thing we got to do is detach these little ends here. They're just pinched on, so you can just use a fingernail if they're strong enough, but I keep breaking my nails. So I'm using a flathead screwdriver. Got a little bit of a lip to get underneath, and we're literally just prying that apart. That's it. See, just pinched together. So we'll take that off of all of these and they'll be ready to attach to our tables. So double check that the front doesn't have anything, because that's something else I've noticed too, is sometimes it'll have a notch right there and then it'll have extra tape. So make sure that that is straight up at the 1 inch mark. These are 55-inch tables and I have 60-inch tape measures here. And I'm going to put all the links in the description for you, so make it really easy for you to find. And make sure you have this exactly the size you want. That's where we're at, just over this line. So that's where I'm going to cut it. At least these were pretty cheap on mine, so I feel like if I destroy one, it's not going to break the bank to get another. So now these IKEA tables are thick enough that I could really double up on these tape measures, and I could do the 1 inch side on the bottom and maybe even the centimeter side on the top. But in order to attach them, I would have to put tape on top of the table, and I really don't want that, just regular tape on top of the table. So I think I'm just going to stick with one measuring tape on the inch side because that's what I typically work with. Now attaching it to the table can be a little tricky. I have found the easiest way is to use some double stick tape. If you don't have double-sided tape, then you just take a piece of normal tape and roll it up into a backward circle so the whole circle is sticky on the outside, and you attach that to the table all throughout. But what I'm gonna do, since I have double-sided tape, I'm just gonna put it on. And actually I got way too much. I really don't need that much. You can attach it across the whole back. I'm not going to. I'm just going to attach it in a few places here and there so that it'll stay put, and then I'm going to put packing tape over the top. And before I finish that, I'm gonna just start tacking it up so that it doesn't stick to itself here. Oh, I'm over the edge. I want to line up that edge with the edge of the table on this end and on the bottom. You don't want to pull it too tightly. You don't want to stretch it, but you definitely want it to be completely flat. Put my double stick tape there. There we go. Okay, now to make sure it stays put, I use clear packing tape and something to press it down. This is a scraper I got with one of my contact paper things that I bought, but you can use a credit card, you can use your fingernail, you can use a gift card, whatever you want. And I'll come over the edge just a little bit. So there it is. And I'm just gonna tack it down first across the edge of the table. Make sure it doesn't go up over the edge because that's a pain. Working in small sections is better. I get a little impatient, so do as I say, not as I do. Okay, leave it a little on, just a tiny bit. What you want to do is press that down either towards the edge of the table or towards the edge of the tape measure. I want to get rid of all those little bubbles. Those bubbles, really, I could take it out with a pin, but then I'd have to go all the way back inside the house again, and I don't want to do that. So I'm just working these bubbles to the edge there. Come on, bubble. There we go. You don't have to be this careful, but if you want it to look good, you have to be this careful. Now we're going to go along the edge of the tape measure and make sure that the tape is sitting flat against the tape measure. I'm scraping in a downward motion towards the open end of the tape. So if there are any bubbles, they will go down. Oh, yuck. I got something under there. I don't want that. Get off. Okay, very good. Okay, now I gotta scrape that back down. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to snip the tape. What you wanna do is snip it right here in the corner so that it's really easy to lay it down. And I like to put this one underneath first. I tend to cut it at a slight angle in this way. So see how this is at a very slight diagonal? That's so that it doesn't come up over the edge that way and then it has to come up. I don't want that. So, and now I'm going to pull this up and attach it to the bottom. So here's another thing. As I'm taping under the table, I don't want to tape over the legs. So I'm going to get a little cutter and just cut around there, like a little box cutter or a razor or something. There. Take that off. And then we can press that down. And that's how you get a tape measure attached to your craft tables. I've got one on every table in my art studio now. It's fantastic. Hit that like button if it was helpful and subscribe to get more DIY and crafting projects. And I'll see you on the next one. Later.